Have you ever felt your heart ache for someone who doesn't return your love? It's a quiet, gnawing pain, like a shadow that lingers in the corners of your soul. Letting go of someone who doesn't love you back is one of life's deepest challenges, yet it's also a profound opportunity for growth. Carl Jung, the visionary psychologist, believed that our struggles are pathways to self-discovery. His principles of detachment and self-integration offer a map to navigate this emotional labyrinth, guiding us toward freedom and wholeness. Today, we embark on a journey to explore how Jung's ideas, archetypes, the shadow, individuation, and synchronicity can help you release the grip of unrequited love and reclaim your inner power. Imagine this. Sarah, a vibrant artist, poured her heart into a relationship with someone who saw her as a friend, nothing more. She clung to hope, believing her love could change his heart. But the more she held on, the more she lost herself. Her creativity dimmed, her confidence faded. Sound familiar? Jung would say Sarah was caught in the grip of an archetype, a universal pattern of the psyche that shapes our desires. The lover archetype, radiant and passionate, can become a trap when it binds us to someone who doesn't reciprocate. Why do we hold on to those who don't love us? Jung's concept of projection offers a clue. We often project our inner ideals, our hopes for love, security, or validation onto others, seeing them as the source of our wholeness. When they don't fulfill that role, we're left grappling with a void. But here's the secret Jung unveils. That void is an invitation to turn inward, to meet the parts of yourself you've ignored. Detachment, in Jungian terms, isn't about cutting someone out of your heart coldly. It's about releasing the illusion that they complete you. In this journey, we'll explore how to recognize the signs of unrequited love, face the shadow of your pain, and embrace the process of individuation, becoming your true self. Through 10 sections, we'll weave Jung's wisdom with spiritual insights and practical steps, illuminated by stories of real people who transformed their pain into power. Are you ready to let go and discover the freedom that awaits? Let's begin by diving into the heart of why unrequited love holds us so tightly. Why does unrequited love feel like a spell we can't break? Jung's theory of archetypes reveals that our psyche is shaped by universal patterns, and the lover archetype often drives our longing. This archetype embodies passion, connection, and the yearning for union, but when projected onto someone who doesn't love us back, it can chain us to suffering. Jung believed that archetypes are not just ideas, but living forces in our unconscious, pulling us towards certain experiences. Consider Michael, a teacher who fell deeply for a colleague who was emotionally unavailable. He saw her as his muse, his ideal partner, projecting onto her qualities he felt he lacked: confidence, spontaneity. Jung would call this the anima, the inner feminine archetype in men, which often appears as an idealized figure in romantic obsession. For women, the animus, the inner masculine, can play a similar role. When we project these archetypes onto others, we give them power over our happiness, mistaking them for the source of our fulfillment. The first step to letting go is recognizing this projection. Ask yourself, what qualities do I see in this person that I feel I lack? Are they truly theirs, or are they reflections of my own potential? Jung taught that withdrawing projection is an act of courage. It requires facing the parts of ourselves we've disowned. This process begins with self-awareness. Try this. Write a letter to the person you love, listing everything you admire about them. Then read it back and ask, how can I cultivate these qualities in myself? Spiritually, this aligns with the idea that love is not something we take, but something we become. The Sufi poet Rumi said, "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it." By reclaiming the lover archetype, you begin to see that the love you seek is already within you, waiting to be uncovered. This is the first step toward emotional freedom, a shift from seeking love outside to nurturing it within. Unrequited love often drags us into the shadow, Jung's term for the hidden, unacknowledged parts of our psyche. The shadow holds our fears, insecurities, and wounds, everything we'd rather not face. When someone doesn't love us back, it can feel like a mirror reflecting our deepest fears. I'm not enough. I'm unworthy. Jung believed that confronting the shadow is essential for growth, as it holds the raw material for transformation. Take Lisa, who spent years pining for a partner who saw her only as a friend. Each rejection deepened her belief that she was unlovable. Jung would say Lisa's pain was a call to integrate her shadow, to face the belief that her worth depended on another's love. The shadow isn't just negative, it's a storehouse of untapped potential. By embracing it, we reclaim the parts of ourselves we've rejected. How do you face your shadow? Start by noticing the emotions that arise when you think of this person: anger, shame, or sadness. Jung suggested active imagination, a technique where you dialogue with these emotions as if they were characters. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and ask your pain, "What are you trying to teach me?" Listen without judgment. You might discover that your fear of rejection is tied to a childhood wound or a belief you can now challenge. Spiritually, this process echoes the Buddhist practice of sitting with suffering to find its root. By facing your shadow, you begin to dissolve the illusion that someone else's love defines you. This is liberation, not from the person, but from the story you've told yourself about your worth. As you integrate your shadow, you step closer to wholeness, ready to love yourself fiercely. Why do we cling to someone who doesn't love us? Jung's concept of the ego offers insight. The ego, our conscious sense of self, craves control and certainty. When we love someone who doesn't reciprocate, the ego fights to fix the situation, believing that persistence or sacrifice will change their heart. But Jung taught that true growth comes from surrendering the ego's need for control and embracing the unconscious's wisdom. Consider David, who spent years trying to win over a partner who was emotionally distant. He believed that if he was better, more attentive, more successful, she would love him. This is the ego's trap, tying your worth to outcomes you can't control. Jung's principle of detachment invites us to release this illusion, not by suppressing our feelings, but by redirecting our energy inward. A practical step is to practice mindfulness. When you feel the urge to chase or fix, pause and breathe. Ask, what am I trying to control? Journal your thoughts, noticing patterns of desperation or fear. Spiritually, this aligns with the Taoist concept of Wu Wei, effortless action. By letting go of control, you allow life to flow, opening space for new possibilities. Jung also spoke of synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that guide us when we align with our true path. As David let go, he noticed small signs, a new friend, a creative passion, that led him toward fulfillment. Letting go doesn't mean giving up on love. It means trusting that love will find you when you're whole. Are you ready to release the illusion of control? Jung saw life as an alchemical process, transforming the raw material of our pain into the gold of self-integration. This process, called individuation, is about becoming your true self by uniting the conscious and unconscious parts of your psyche. Unrequited love, painful as it is a crucible for this transformation. By letting go of someone who doesn't love you, you create space to integrate the qualities you've projected onto them. Take Emily, who loved someone who never saw her fully. She realized she admired his courage and creativity, qualities she hadn't claimed in herself. Through individuation, she began painting again, channeling her pain into art. Jung believed that every challenge is an opportunity to integrate a new part of the psyche. Emily's journey wasn't about forgetting her love, but about becoming the person she was meant to be. To start this process, try Jung's technique of dream analysis. Dreams often reveal what your unconscious is working through. Before sleep, ask, what do I need to let go of? Write down your dreams and look for symbols, water for emotions, bridges for transitions. Reflect on how these connect to your journey. Spiritually, this mirrors the idea of the soul's evolution, where every loss is a step toward wholeness. Ask yourself, what part of me is waiting to be born through this pain? By embracing individuation, you transform unrequited love from a wound into a catalyst for growth, forging a stronger, more authentic you. Jung believed rituals connect us to the unconscious, helping us process emotions and mark transitions. Letting go of someone who doesn't love you is a sacred act, deserving of ritual to honor your journey. A ritual doesn't need to be elaborate. It's a symbolic act that signals closure and opens new beginnings. Consider Anna, who struggled to release a past love. She created a ritual, writing a letter to him, expressing her feelings without sending it, then burning it under the stars. This act, rooted in Jung's idea of symbolic transformation, helped her release her emotional attachment. The fire symbolized her inner alchemy, transforming pain into renewal. Try this. Choose a meaningful object tied to this person. A photo, a gift. In a quiet space, hold it and speak your truth. I release you and reclaim my heart. Then let it go. Bury it, donate it, or transform it. Spiritually, this echoes ancient practices of release, like Tibetan sky burials, where offerings are given to the universe. Jung's synchronicity suggests that such acts align you with life's flow, inviting new opportunities. What ritual feels right for you? By marking this transition, you honor your courage and create space for the next chapter of your life. Rituals aren't about erasing love. They're about setting it free to transform you. Unrequited love isn't just a psychological challenge, it's a spiritual initiation. Jung saw the psyche as deeply connected to the spiritual, believing that our struggles are part of a larger journey toward wholeness. Letting go of someone who doesn't love you is a call to align with your soul's purpose, trusting that every experience serves your growth. Take James, who felt shattered when his partner left. Through Jung's lens, this loss was a synchronicity, a meaningful event guiding him towards self-discovery. He began meditating, asking, "What is this teaching me?" Over time, he realized the relationship mirrored his fear of abandonment, rooted in childhood. By letting go, he faced this fear and found spiritual peace. Jung's concept of the self, the archetype of wholeness, suggests that true love begins within. Spiritually, this aligns with teachings like those of Eckhart Tolle, who says, "You find peace not by rearranging the circumstances of your life, but by realizing who you are at the deepest level." Try this. Meditate for 10 minutes daily, focusing on your breath and asking, "Who am I beyond this pain?" Letting go is a spiritual act of trust in yourself, in the universe. What if this pain is preparing you for a love that honors your true self? By releasing what doesn't serve you, you open your heart to divine timing. Why do we keep falling for people who don't love us back? Jung's theory of repetition compulsion suggests we're drawn to patterns that echo unresolved wounds. These attractions are the psyche's way of urging us to heal. By understanding this, you can break the cycle and attract healthier relationships. Consider Rachel, who repeatedly loved partners who were emotionally unavailable. Jung would say she was caught in a complex, a cluster of unconscious feelings tied to her past. Her father's absence left her seeking validation from those who couldn't give it. Through therapy, she explored this pattern, using Jung's idea of active imagination to dialogue with her younger self, offering love and reassurance. To break your cycle, reflect on past relationships. What patterns emerge? Are you drawn to people who mirror a parent's traits or an old wound? Journal these insights, then visualize the kind of partner who would honor your growth. Spiritually, this aligns with the law of attraction. What you embody, you attract. By healing your wounds, you shift your energy, drawing in love that mirrors your wholeness. Ask yourself, what old story am I ready to release? Breaking the cycle isn't just about letting go of one person. It's about rewriting your narrative to invite true connection. Letting go is a journey, but practical steps can anchor you along the way. Jung's principles emphasize inner work, but they also inspire action in the outer world. Here's how to combine Jung's wisdom with tangible practices to achieve emotional freedom. First, set boundaries. If you're still in contact with the person, limit interactions that reopen wounds. Jung would see this as protecting your psyche's sacred space. Second, cultivate self-love. Create a daily practice, perhaps a gratitude journal where you list 3 things you love about yourself. Third, explore new passions. Jung believed creativity connects us to the unconscious, so try painting, writing, or dancing to express your emotions. Take Mark, who redirected his energy after a painful rejection. He joined a hiking group, finding joy in nature and community. This aligns with Jung's idea of sublimation, channeling emotional energy into creative outlets. Spiritually, it echoes the idea of surrendering to life's flow, trusting that new paths will emerge. Finally, seek support. A therapist or trusted friend can mirror your growth, helping you stay accountable. What small step can you take today to honor your journey? By blending Jung's insights with action, you pave the way for lasting freedom. You've walked a courageous path, learning to let go of someone who doesn't love you. Now, it's time to embrace the liberated self you've uncovered. Jung's concept of individuation reminds us that every challenge is a step toward becoming whole. By releasing unrequited love, you've not only freed your heart, but also awakened to your own power. Picture this, you, standing tall, no longer defined by another's rejection. You've faced your shadow, reclaimed your projections, and aligned with your soul's purpose. This is the gift of letting go, not emptiness, but fullness. Jung believed that true freedom comes from integrating all parts of yourself, creating a life that reflects your deepest truth. Now, take action. Create a vision board of the life you want. Fill it with images of joy, love, and growth. Each day, ask, what can I do to honor my true self? Share your journey with others. Your story might inspire someone else to let go. As Rumi said, beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. That field is your liberated heart, open to love that honors you. You are not your pain. You are the alchemist, transforming loss into wisdom. Step into this new chapter with courage, knowing the universe is conspiring to bring you love that matches your wholeness. What will you create with this newfound freedom? The journey is yours. Embrace it fully.